Wait, give it a minute. Sometimes there's a delay.
Are we live? Are we here? Can they hear us?
Hello.
Happy Sunday. We have people. We got people
see.
here. Who's
Now
here?
it's there.
Oh. Are they gonna roll an ad? Sorry about that. Skip ad.
Skip ad. Okay, we're live.
We're live.
Come on.
We're live. Are you there? I see
Okay.
some bumblebees. Cobweb Afternoon. Paula Black.
Paula Black from North Carolina. Cobweb Afternoon, hello. Bees, Vintage Bandits Girl, hello. Joanne Boylan, hello from
Kimberly,
Pennsylvania.
Elaine, Tony.
Southern Maryland.
I saw Jackie Flower.
Jackie Flower. Rita
Awesome.
Roman, hi.
So
Oh,
how's your-
Kimberly Drydall from Carmel Valley.
Oh wow, Kimberly, have you ever been into my store? You're really close.
New York, Cobweb Afternoon, New York.
Awesome. How's your Sunday going, everyone? We're excited to be back. Are you excited to be back?
Yeah, and I feel a little more refreshed. I think we've had some rest.
Yeah. We were really working hard getting ready for the big color reveal and the class with Dion. And we've had some time to rest, but we also have something big coming up. What's that? Well, my niece is getting married, Ellie.
Yeah, we have a few things coming up. My daughter, my oldest, my firstborn, she's getting married. She's only 19. She's getting married this Friday.
I'm in denial. Is it this Friday?
Yes.
So the reception is Saturday?
Sunday.
Oh man. Yeah. So
And then a week from that, we fly out to go to Paris.
we're going to Paris. We're going to be filming in Paris. We're going with Zeb and Jamie, Dion, Mara LaFay from Vintage Retail Therapy, Kathy and Sarah from the Tarnished Pearl and White Swan. If you recognize those two names, they are the sisters who helped me start DIY paint. Who else? Who else is going with us?
You already said.
Oh,
Sally
Josie
and
from
Josie.
Paint Pixie Paintbrushes. Sally and Josie, no, they're not going.
they're not
They just got back from Europe.
Oh.
So we're all going over there on a big trip. We are going to be filming videos in
Jamie
Paris.
Ray. You said Jamie Ray.
Zeb and Jamie.
Okay.
It's going to be like a video camp just for us because someday I want to teach a video camp. So this is like a practice, like a beta video camp, just teaching it to my friends in Paris. And we are going to capture Paris and get inspiration and then come back and teach tutorials on the things that we saw. We're going to Versailles. We're going to Monet's Gardens.
We're going to stay in a castle.
We're staying in a castle and in a chateau. We are really excited about
We're going
that.
to flea markets.
Oh yeah, we're going flea market shopping, so we're gonna have flea market challenges, antiques. We're
probably
try
going to
and-
go live, don't you think?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be live from Paris. We're gonna be live on Facebook. I think it would be really cool to do a special live for just you guys from Paris. Would you like that?
Yeah, because you know what? I think, well, I don't know if it lands. It'll be early. It'll be a little bit early,
It
but
could be like a bonus
we
live.
could do a bonus live from Paris if you guys want that.
What
you can give
what
us
do
a
you
thumbs up.
wanna?
Yes.
If we
Yeah.
do, so when we go live for our members from Paris, what do you want to see? Would you like us, since Zeb and Jamie will be there, maybe we can do a cross live, like a live for their members and a live for our members at the same time.
Members only.
Members only, but
Let us-
combination.
Let us know what you would want to see or hear.
They're saying wee.
Wee wee.
So I watched, I Googled today because I'm starting to panic. Like we booked this trip, I don't know, 8 months ago, and I just kind of like put it out of my mind because I've never been to Europe. I've been to Fiji and Mexico, but never to Europe, and I'm scared. And so I started Googling
Me too.
how not to look like a tourist in Paris, because I guess it's safer that way if you kind of blend in and you don't stick out like a sore thumb. So
I know that's really dorky, but nobody's going to see it. I just want to make sure all my stuff is tucked away.
yeah. So
No.
if you have any tips,
Maggie Fletcher says no white sneakers. We did hear about that.
yeah, I ordered some like walking shoes that have a Mary Jane style because they said no athletic wear, no t-shirts. Like people are a little bit more presentable. No yoga pants.
Yeah. they said
No
no,
flip-flops?
nothing that you would wear in the gym out in public. Like it's really
And
offensive.
in real life, I live in my stretchy pants from the gym. I go to the gym every morning and I pretty much stay in them all day and I put my flip-flops on. So that's funny. I got this to wear to Paris. 'Cause
Well,
it's
and
supposed to be cold.
I
But
got
is this too
I got
bright?
these, and they're saying no to this now. I got my Birks for Paris, and they're saying no.
But Jamie Ray has some. She's
Jamie
wearing
Ray.
her Birks.
Yeah.
So is this too bright of a color for Paris? What do you guys think? I love this color. It makes me feel.
I think
fresh.
that's good because it's conservative.
It's plain.
Doesn't show
But
cleavage. I
Yeah,
gotta
they said
raise
no
up my shirt.
cleavage. What are they saying? I have other moms at school in the pajamas all day. Yeah. They wear Birks? Do they wear Birks? Thank you, Jackie.
Oh, I hope they wear Birks because I love my Birks.
Okay, so overwhelming. We took a poll and we asked what you would like us to talk about. And overwhelming, like by 50%, I think you wanted ideas for the holidays. So I'm going to get into that, but I wanted to do some, if you have any questions, I wanted to do some Q&A for a few minutes before we start talking about holiday project ideas and tips for the holidays. I was thinking that most of you want tips for making things to sell for the holidays, making money during the holidays.
Alicia Lowry likes your hair.
Oh, well, she cuts it. She cuts it in colors.
I cut and color it.
Yeah, I
That's
get
what I do.
compliments on my hair wherever I go, and it's because of her. She makes me look good. If she wasn't my sister, I wouldn't be able to afford her. She has you have a waiting list, right?
I don't
Yeah,
even
she
take
doesn't
new
even
clients.
take new clients.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm too busy. She keeps me too busy.
She's really good. Really good. Okay. They dress like we do in California? Well, according to Google, they said no. Like I'm really casual. I wear flip-flops like
They
8
said
months
no.
out of the
Yeah,
year.
no plastic,
No plastic shoes.
no t-shirts,
No t-shirts.
no
Yeah.
yoga pants.
No yoga
California,
pants, yeah.
People live in yoga pants. Okay. Is there an easy way to avoid an IOD mood shrinking?
Mold shrinking.
Oh, mold shrinking.
Okay.
Mama Joe.
Mama Joe, I have in this week's worksheets, I have a whole page on, did you all see the video of this dresser right here? Oh, it's all blown out. Did you all see that one where I use the clay and the stamps? In that, I have a whole page on tips for using this page right here. Common questions when working with paper clay. So
That is in your Paint Basics tab.
your Paint Basics tab. So the clay does shrink a little bit, and I kind of like that. I like a little bit of cracking and I like a little bit of shrinking. So what I will do is, hold on, Danielle, I'm gonna go get the clay. Well, let's see if I have it over here.
I'll be right back. Okay, you have Mama Jojo hasn't downloaded that one yet. So when you do the download, and there's some good questions regarding clay.
So I keep my clay in 2 Ziploc bags, but after I put on the clay molds, I use painter's tape to keep it in place. You could lay it flat, like if you're working on a dresser and you're putting molds on or something that's upright, you could lay it flat. I like to keep it upright because I'm constantly stepping back to kind of get a perspective. Because if you put a clay mold, even if you put the glue on the back, you can always peel it off and move it. So I will take a step back and I'll look at it. Often I will say, oh, that needs to be a little bit higher, a little more to the left. And so I'll get everything in place. I'll use the painter's tape to hold it in place. You don't even have to press very hard. And then I let that dry overnight. I go to bed, and then the next morning I'll get out my clay and I'll just get like the tiniest, like minuscule amount, like see that? Like a quarter of a pea size. And so where the molds have shrunken apart, like say I have a stem and a flower, I'll just go in with a toothpick and I'll use it kind of like wood putty and fill in where the gaps are and just blend it a little bit, and maybe add some texture with a toothpick if I need to, and then paint that. I wait for all of that to kind of fill in, and if there's any cracks that are too far apart. You can fill in those cracks really easily and smooth it down. So
Yeah, so Sherry, that's basically what you're asking. You go back and fill with
yeah,
the clay.
I backfill with the clay, and it doesn't take very much. Some areas I really like the cracks and I like it to look distressed, but I do go back and kind of go over it and backfill all of the gaps. You don't want to make a bunch of molds ahead of time and let them dry and then put them on your surface, because they kind of curl up. So you want to apply them while the clay has not hardened, and the clay takes a while to set up. It takes several hours. So if you want, like if you're just in clay mold making mode and you want to watch a Netflix movie and just make mold after mold, put them in the freezer. So
put them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer.
in a Ziploc bag, stick them in your freezer, and then when you're ready to apply them all, you can do that. That's a really good tip. But you don't want to let them dry out and then glue them on, because you won't get a nice, clean, flush contact with the molds, because they'll kind of curl up.
Okay.
And all of that is in this
yeah, sheet. You want to go down the list, maybe?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if they already have it, I don't want to waste time going down the list. I'd rather answer questions.
Okay. So it's all on the questions, common questions when working with paper clay. It's in the download. It'll be a great tool for you. Okay, so Elizabeth Anderson, I tried to find where to buy the workbook and couldn't find it. And can you download previous months if you just joined?
Okay, so Elizabeth, all of the worksheets expire after 45 days. The reason we do this is because everyone who's been signed up since, when did we start? January, February?
This is month 7.
Yeah, so there are a lot of people who've been signed up for 7 months. So we don't want to take that away from them. They've been paying $5 for each month, but this is ongoing. So at some point, we will take all the previous months. So if you missed months and you want to purchase those, you'll be able to purchase those for $5, and we'll give you kind of a syllabus or a index list to see exactly which month you're purchasing. But that's why they expire, to make it fair for the people who have been a member since the beginning or for several months. The workbook, you have to have a password. So if you scroll back in our community tab, you're going to need to scroll back several months and find that password in the post where I post the link to the workbook. I'll try it. I realize it's been several months ago, since like 2-3 months ago since I posted that. So I'll try and repost it for everybody, but you have to have the password in order to purchase the workbook. So that's why you haven't been able to purchase it. So anybody new who wants the workbook, this is the workbook here. An awesome workbook with side, back. In it comes the little envelope with paintbrushes and a pen and a postcard and the stickers.
Tape measure.
The tape measures are sold out. Those were only for the first, I think, 100. These little cute little stickers right here. Hard, I know it's hard to see because it's blown out. And then you get all the divider tabs for all the different, for the paint basics, for the project recipes, for color mixing recipes, for the building a creative business tab, and for the YouTube tab. So all of that comes with your workbook. And if you are international, we have 2 listings. We have an international listing and a USA listing. So if you're international, you're going to need to make sure you click the right listing, because it's a different price, unfortunately, for international.
Okay, so yay, that's what I was wondering. I wanted to buy some in the past.
Yeah, eventually we'll get them up. We've been really busy. The warehouse is behind on shipping all of the new colors, so we're just waiting to get caught up before we take on anything new.
Okay, and Wendy Lay asked if you missed a download that you did pay for, is it possible to get it?
Nope. No.
Yeah, it expires.
No,
after-
that's why they expire in 45 days.
So make sure
yeah,
you,
make
you
sure you-
download. You can
Yeah.
download it and keep it in your computer and not print it, and then print it anytime you want. Just
Yeah.
make sure you download it.
Make sure you download it. Yeah, we just can't. This group is $5 a month because I can't afford to have an ad. I wanted to make it accessible to everybody, and in order to make it $5 a month, that means no admin work. So YouTube actually keeps $1.50 of that.
Yeah.
I pay my sister to help me. Like I'm making
Well,
like
and YouTube,
yeah.
YouTube kind of does the admin, but they don't
do the
allow
bill-
a lot of.
Yeah, they do the billing. So we kept it at $5 a month because we just, if we hired someone to answer email and take all of those kind of tasks on, we have a lot of members, so that would we would have to raise the price of the membership group.
Yeah, we want to keep this affordable for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, Amy Robinson, what is the best glue to use with the clay?
Melissa, my store manager, says the best glue to use is wood glue because it's paper clay and paper comes from wood. So if you use wood glue, then you get a really tight bond. I have also used tacky glue, the Aleene's tacky glue that comes in a gold bottle. I've used Elmer's glue. I think any glue that you like to use pretty much is gonna work. I do use wood glue sometimes, but I think the Aleene's tacky glue is my go-to glue most of the time.
Yeah, for pretty much anything. Okay. I'm scrolling through questions. I'll get to everybody's real quick. Let's see. Okay, Mama Jojo again. This may be a silly question, but is the outside of the workbook cardboard so I can paint it?
It's like a heavy chipboard. Yeah, it's like a really heavy chipboard type cardboard material. So I think you could paint it. You could definitely paint it.
Yes.
Yeah, we want the workbooks to be like we have all these blank sheets in here. Every month we include some of the blanks, which are blank recipe cards and blank inspiration project planners and inspiration sheets, because we want. I'm really big on telling you and sharing with you all of my creative stories and the stories behind the projects. And I really want this to be a diary for you. So if you find a really good deal at a garage sale, or if someone gives you a piece, or you find it on the side of the road, I want you to be able to document that and write down the colors that you used, or doodle and make sketches, and just kind of use it as a personal diary for all of your creativity. My grandma had recipe cards and notes and all kinds of pieces of paper, scrap pieces of paper, were really precious to me. So for me, I don't cook, and I think as artists, it's a great to have a creative diary that your children can look at, or your friends and family members, things that you can share. And oftentimes I'll forget where I bought a piece. I remember once I went to my friend had garage sales, but she was a vintage collector, and they weren't garage sales. Like, all of her stuff was amazing, and it was all vintage, and she would have these sales in her yard. And there was a piece that I was about to buy, and I'm like, wow, that looks really familiar. Where did you get it? And she's like, Debbie, I bought it from you. So it's like I had sold it to her, and then I was buying it back, and I forgot that it was originally mine. So, it's really cool to just like document where you find things, especially if you find them on the side of the road, or it's a really good deal somewhere, or you bought it from someone else and they have a story that goes with it. This is what I hope this book will be for you, is a creative diary that will inspire you and also be something to pass on to your loved ones.
Dawn Newsom, now that you've gotten past the reveal of the new colors, what project do you have planned next? Everybody's dying to know.
Oh my gosh, you guys, there is something sitting right over there. I love it so much. I've had it done for 2 months, but I am not allowed to post the video because...
Uh-oh, there's a delay.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. we're
I'm
good.
not allowed to post the video because Sally and Josie from Iron Orchid Design sent me some of their new products. They have a bunch of new products coming out, and they sent me a little goodie box of things that are coming that nobody has seen yet. And I cracked open the box and I took one look at this particular thing that has been in my inspiration book. I have this little sketch of something that I've been wanting to do from Anthropologie. I saw it on the Anthropologie website. I'm like, someday I'm gonna recreate that look, but I don't have the things to make it. And then Sally and Josie sent me these particular things. I'm like, I can make that thing now. And so I literally ripped open the box and I went out and I bought the thing that I needed, and I needed a very specific thing, and then I did it and I made it all, and then I sent them a clip of the video. I'm like, when can I post it? And they told me that I cannot post it until
October.
early October, and we are leaving for Paris October 8th. So I'm hoping that I can like put it into YouTube. You can schedule a video. So I'll put it in, and then if they give me the thumbs up while I'm in Paris, I'll hit the publish button, and it will be out there while we're in Paris. But it is so good. I love it.
Do you have a project in between that you can post?
Yeah, I'm working on a project in between. It's that macrame sofa from Melanie Whitaker and Melanie Mel. And so we're working on that right now, and I hope to also get that out before we leave. That is a very cool project. But this project, I thought of something that no one's ever thought of before, and it's so good. I'm really proud of myself.
I hope they're not looking at the reflection in our glasses.
No, they can't see it.
Okay, Alicia Lowry, can you please tell me the difference between big top coat and wax, and when to use one versus the other?
It's personal preference mostly. Big top is a liquid brush on that has a slight satin sheen. Wax has more of a when you polish the wax, it has a sheen, but it's a very low sheen. I like to use wax. Melissa loves big top. It's a personal preference, but if you are painting something that's going to go outside, you would want to use the big top because wax can melt off in the sun. Other than that, I think they're both really durable. Maybe for a tabletop that's going to get a lot of use, you would use big top. You would probably want to use, like Jamie Ray says, her dining room table got 4 coats of big top on it, and she's got 5 kids.
Yeah, if you're
And
going to
it's
be
very
using
durable.
a sponge to wipe off food and stuff.
Well, wax, wax can be pretty durable. Like I've seen water bead up on the wax. So it's a personal preference, I think. Some people argue that wax is a little bit more work. Most waxes that you would use from other companies are definitely more work. Our wax is like butter that you set out on the counter. I don't think it takes any more time than big top.
Okay.
It's really easy to
So
use.
along that same question, Joanne Boylan, if I wax a project and then want to put an IOD transfer on it, do I need to wax it after, or can I put big top on top of the wax?
You don't want to put anything over wax. So you could wax it, put the transfer on it, and then wax it again. I wax over most of my transfers. But you don't want to put big top over wax because wax expands and contracts with the temperature. So you risk, if you put something over wax, you risk it peeling up. Not that I haven't done it. I've done it many times, but it's off label. Jamie just texted us something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Jamie, we're watching you. That's what she's saying. Jamie sent us a text saying she's watching. Hey, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Are you excited about Paris, Jamie? Jamie's watching right now. Oh, by the way, maybe she's prompting me because after we get back from Paris on the 15th, I'm here for 1 week, and then I'm going to Jamie Ray's new store for her grand opening in Lehi, Utah. And that's on the 26th, which is a Saturday. And then Sunday is their day of rest, and then that Monday, Jamie Ray and I think we're teaching a class. Are we teaching a class, Jamie? We talked about it. So, is that her? Yeah, I'm excited. France, October. Are we teaching a class, Jamie? We were discussing it, and I planned on staying through Monday, so we could teach a class if we want to, but we're trying to decide what that class is going to be. There she is.
Well, she hasn't answered your question.
What are we doing for the class, Jamie? What do you guys? Any of you live near Utah? You want to come? You want to come meet us in Lehi for Jamie's grand opening? And would you want to take a class from us? And if so, what?
Okay, she said, yes, we are. I just need to plan what we'll teach.
Yeah, we have no idea what we're teaching. So.
Why not, girls?
Yeah.
Too
But
much
we have
on
a
your
lot
plate.
of fun together, so it should be fun.
Okay, Elaine, here's a question. Elaine Pollard, if I wanted to paint over a linoleum floor, what would I seal it with?
I've seen people do that. I've seen people use that big tile IOD stamp, and you can definitely use DIY paint. I do not know what kind of sealer. It's probably something that you would get at the hardware store, something really durable. We don't carry anything that durable because all of our products are non-toxic. But Jamie's on here, so maybe she knows. Jamie, what would you use to seal a floor that's painted? Hopefully she'll type that in the comments, and if we see it pop up, we'll say.
Okay.
A ski resort. I think there's good skiing in Utah.
3 or 4. Yeah, there's. I went there to ski. There's some good resorts, but is that a ski season? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, because it's gonna be something using blue iris. I love blue iris. Have you all seen the new colors? Oh my gosh, what's your favorite? The best skiing is in Utah.
Yeah,
That's what I hear.
Well, I'm not a very good skier, and I think I did.
Jamie says, my brain is full. I will take any ideas for classes. So you guys, if you want to give us ideas for classes, what would you want to learn from Jamie Ray and I? I think it would be fun to do this, Jamie, because you're farmhouse and I'm boho. Like, I would like to have you work
Bohouse.
bohouse. I would love it if I gave Jamie Ray a boho challenge, and she gave me a farmhouse, and she gave me a farmhouse challenge, and we kind of taught each other during the class. I think that's a fun idea. I don't know if she's gonna want to do that. Okay. Water lily. I love water lily too. Okay, so are there any other questions, or we'll get to the holiday ideas?
You guys want to ask more questions, or you want to get to holiday ideas? Farm hoe. Jamie Ray likes my farm hoe.
Farm hoe. Sounds a little
yeah.
But I like using your paint for my
We use water-based floor sealer when we did our floor in our kitchen and our new house. We're going to use it again.
Awesome. So I'm sure Jamie's going to have a video on that for floor painting, but she said she used a water-based floor sealer. Okay, so I want to get into ideas for the holidays. When September rolls around, in my mind, it's like the craftiest time of the year because you have Halloween coming up, you have Thanksgiving, and you have the Christmas holidays. And I was always told in retail that like 50% of all the sales you make is during the holiday season. And for me, like the weather gets a little crispier and I'm just like, naturally I want to start making small crafty type things, and I'm like in the mood to like make things for my front door and my porch and Christmas ornaments and gifts and Halloween costumes and Thanksgiving decor. So the sheet that we have under the tab called Building Your Business Tips, How to Get Customers to Your Event or to Your Store. This really applies to the holiday season. A couple years ago, the second year of DIY paint, I was invited to come to it was called the Vintage Marketplace. And this is a big vintage show that we have in San Diego 3 times a year. And never before had they invited a paint company because Annie Sloan was sold at their market, and they had a policy that only one paint could be sold at this market. And so that vendor decided not to sell Annie Sloan, and the owner of the show called me and said, do you want to sell DIY paint there? Because I had asked her, I told her if there's ever an opening, I would like to do that. And she said that, and it was for their Christmas show. And so I wanted to take advantage of the opportunity, but at the same time, I was like, oh man, it is like the hardest time of the year to sell paint is at Christmas, because everybody is thinking about gifts, pre-made gifts that they can give or things that they can make and give. And it's just not an easy, like, out of all year long, like our sales dip a little bit during December. Like they're pretty much steady all year, but right before the holidays, they dip down. And then as soon as New Year's Eve is over, they go back up. And so this show was right at that time where sales are lower, but I'm like, I'm gonna do it anyway, because this is my opportunity to get my foot in the door. So what I decided to do was we brought all the paint, and it was far away, it was an hour away, and we had a whole bunch of painted furniture. And I knew, you know, this is a show where it was known for amazing displays and amazing vintage furniture, but I knew at this particular show, people were gonna be looking for candles and jewelry and ornaments and little things, and I had none of that. And so what we decided to do was something called a make and take, and that's on this sheet of your worksheets this month.
That's your building your
Yeah.
business.
I had my dad cut up a whole bunch of just little pieces of wood, like 2x3 pieces of scrap wood, and drill holes in them. And then we got out the IOD clay and molds, and we weren't allowed to sell IOD at this show because there was another vendor who was selling something that was competing with IOD, but they allowed us to use the IOD clay and mold. So I'm like, I was setting myself up for not selling anything. I felt like, you know, I felt like furniture wasn't going to sell. I couldn't sell IOD, and I wasn't sure I was going to sell any paint. But we decided to cut up all these, like we cut up 300 little pieces of wood, and I brought all my molds, and I brought some clay, nothing for sale, just my open molds. And I took a chair, and I was out in front of the booth, and I was painting the chair to attract people's attention and to get conversations going. And then once I started talking to them, my friend Karen was with me, and we had a big farm table, and we had all the stuff set up, and we said, we're having a free make and take. Do you want to make a Christmas ornament? You can sit down and make a Christmas ornament. It doesn't cost anything. You can try DIY paint. You can try the molds. And it was a 2-day show, and we sold over $2,000 worth of paint. And we were one of the busiest booths at the show. And I know that had we not done that make and take, we would not have sold any paint. Like there was another lady next to us who also had paint. Like they changed their policy. So I got there, and turns out there's 2 paint vendors there, and she didn't sell any paint. But we did. We sold lots and lots of paint, and we didn't sell any furniture. I think we sold maybe 1 chair. All of our furniture didn't sell, just like I predicted. We didn't have any IOD to sell, but we sold paint. Lots and lots of paint at the slowest time of the year.
Because you
And
were
it was
demoing
because
it.
of the demo. It was because of the free demo. And what it cost me to offer a free make and take was maybe, like, the ornaments don't take up very much paint. Our paint goes a long way. So the cost of a bunch of scrap wood, the cost of some clay, and maybe a quart of paint. So I maybe spent, I don't know, at the most $50 and some time on the free make and take, and I sold $2,000 worth of paint. So that is a great thing to keep in mind. If you are selling things at holiday fairs, or if you have a shop, think about things that you can draw customers in. Anything free, it's not just, I mean, people love the word free, but when you have something like that, it's a chance to connect with people. And when you share tips with them and you're just giving to them and you're not expecting anything in return, you build a relationship, you build trust, and people are happy to buy from you because the number one, there's customer is confused, you lose a sale. Number two, the main reason why people want to buy, did we lose our connection? People want to buy from someone, they want to feel like they're buying from a friend. So above price, above quality, people want to buy from someone they consider a friend. So the more you can interact with them and establish trust, you know, seeing the smiles on their face as they were making the ornaments.
Well, and the
it's just,
confusion would be the not knowing how to use the paint. So the make and
Yeah.
take kind of gets
Yeah.
them comfortable, and then realizing, oh, this is really easy.
yeah, or why would I buy paint when I'm shopping for holiday gifts? But when they sit down and they see I can make an ornament and it only took a tiny bit of paint, this paint is a good investment for all the holiday crafts that I have coming up. You get both of those questions answered right away. And this is something that I preach to my retailers, and many of them have offered free make and takes, and it always pays off. I always hear back, we sold $1,000 worth of paint or other goods. And
So to the Christmas ideas, what would you suggest would be easy make and takes for their holiday season?
I would, in the springtime, we go to the dollar store and we get tiny little terracotta pots. The IOD molds are great. It depends on what you're selling. You know, if you're selling paint, that's a great idea. But if you're selling other things, if you're selling handmade Christmas ornaments, be making your ornaments while you're selling. So if you make, like I think I heard someone say they were a paper artist. So if you're at a craft show or a street fair, be making your goods while you have them for sale, because it entices people to buy and it helps them appreciate what you're doing.
And watch, to stick
Yeah,
around and kind of watch.
and then they have a story to tell. You know, when they give that ornament to someone else, they will tell their whoever they give it to, I bought it at this craft show, I met the artist, this is how she was doing it, it was amazing, there's so much work involved in this. Like, people want to buy things that have meaning and stories behind them.
Yeah, I have a friend that makes jewelry and sells her pieces, but every time she goes to a fair to sell, she's making jewelry in front of the people. People like that. They want to know that it's really being made, you know.
And one thing I do want to say, when I first started, so one of the way I got started in the whole DIY industry, after this is over, I'm gonna create a playlist of all of my holiday ideas, so that you can watch some of those things. But I don't know if you know my story, but when I was in college, Danielle had gotten married at 19. Were you 19 or 20?
19.
And she married a pastor, and she moved to Kansas City, Missouri. And you were a California girl. You were only 20 years old, and
missing the ocean,
literally,
like crazy.
From their wedding reception, their car was packed with their stuff, and they got in their car and they drove to Kansas City, Missouri. And I cried, and I'm just like, she's not gonna like it there. And after time, and I asked her, you know, what do you want for Christmas? And what did you say?
A little bit of the ocean.
Yeah.
I miss the ocean. Anything from the beach.
But you said to me, can you just go down to the beach and put some sand in a jar and send it to me?
Yeah.
And so I was in college, and I'm like, I wonder if I can make her a Christmas ornament that will remind her of San Diego. And at that time, there weren't, like, you see the Christmas ornaments now that there are the clear glass balls with all the sand and shells. There weren't any, not that I could find, and I looked everywhere, and there was no Google back in 1980, what was it, 87, 88? So there was no Google, there was no Pinterest, there was no social media, but there were shell stores, and I went to all the shell stores, nothing like that. I never saw anything like that. And you couldn't even buy the clear glass ornaments. So I was trying to get the paint out of the ornament. They had the plastic ones, but I wanted them to be the glass ones. I wanted them to be really pretty and high-end looking. And so I wrote to the company, Holly Glass, and I said, do you sell the ornaments without the paint? And they said, yes, we do, but you have to buy them by the case. And that was $144. But I knew that they would be a good idea, and I had been wanting to start selling things at craft fairs. So I took my savings and I ordered a case of clear glass ornaments directly from the company, and I made you a bunch of little glass balls with seashells in them, and I put glitter on starfish and sand dollars, and I sent them to you as a Christmas gift. And what did you think?
They were beautiful, and it was the beginning
They were all
of,
gold and white.
yeah, they were beautiful. I made my whole Christmas tree California style in the middle of the snow.
Yeah, and so her friends liked them, and then I started selling them at craft shows, and those ornaments literally paid for my books and my expenses through college. But back in the 80s, when there wasn't any Pinterest, I was paying my bills that way, and I went to the California gift show where all the buyers come who own stores, and I set up a booth at a trade show, and I wrote orders for ornaments, and in a 3-day time frame, I wrote $33,000 worth of orders for those ornaments. And when I would be
and
at,
she did, how am I gonna fill all this?
I didn't have the money to buy the supplies to fill them. I had to borrow money from my little brother and from my mom and dad. It's a long story. I have a whole video talking about it. But the point that I want to make is people would ask me all the time questions like, what kind of glue do you use? Where do you get the glass ornaments? How do you do this? And I would never tell them. I didn't want to tell them. I would make up lies and lie to them because I was so guarded with my ideas. And I'm like, this is my idea. I'm the only one who does this. And if I tell it to you, it's going to take money off my table. And what took me years and years to figure out is if people want to copy you, they're going to copy you no matter what you do. And you are losing an opportunity to connect with the people who do want to buy from you and want to support you. And I was missing opportunities. And especially in this day and age, when we do have Pinterest and social media, it's so much better to share your ideas with people, because in my store, I have two kinds of customers. I have the kinds of customers who are never going to make anything, even if you twist their arm. They're busy, they don't want to, you don't like to craft.
Yeah, I hate
You just
crafts.
want to find something good as a gift, and they're never going to make it. And then you have customers who are never going to buy it. They just want to make it. And so I have the supplies and the instructions for the people who want to make it, and I have the finished products for the people who are never going to make it. So if you're thinking, oh, I make these really cool things, but I don't want to be making them in front of the public and give my secrets away, consider both sides, because you will sell more if you're making it in front of them and sharing and answering their questions. People will respect you. They'll consider you an expert in that field. And, I can understand. For years, I didn't share my secrets, but it is something to consider.
And I think people have come a long ways. They give credit to where credit's due, and they say,
Yeah.
I learned this from so-and-so. It just kind of
There's two ways of looking at it. And, definitely if you're in the place where you don't want to share, that's totally fine. But it is something to consider, because both ways can work. Okay, so I think those are my tips for the holidays. I have a lot of another thing that we do in my store is we put together little kits. So those little glass balls with sand and shells in them, I literally sold thousands of them. I never want to make another one again as long as I live. So now we have a tree with samples of the ornaments on the tree, and under the tree we have little kits that have all the supplies and a QR code to the video. And we sell the kits for people to make the ornaments, or we'll do a make and take in the shop. So if you have an idea that sells and you've made things before, but you just can't bring yourself to make that thing for the 100th time, consider putting a kit together and selling the kit, because that's another way to reach people, the people who want to do it themselves.
So Alicia Lowry, it's crazy you're talking about this right now. I have a competitor copying things I sell, and I literally spent the day talking about this very thing.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking thing. I remember I went to this big street fair when I was selling the Christmas ornaments with the sand and shells inside, and I ordered that whole case of ornaments, 144. I made them all. It cost me $100 to do that show. And back in the 80s, that was a lot of money. That was like $400 now, at least. And I asked my dad and my mom to come help me because I would also write I would personalize them. I would write people's names with a gold metallic pen on the front of the glass. And I knew it was going to be a busy show, but I'd never done it before. And we're unpacking the boxes, and my dad sees that I have this huge box with 144 ornaments that I had made. And he looks at me and he goes, "Why did you bring so many? 144. Do you really think you're going to sell all of these?"
And you did.
And we had like 3 left over. People lined up to buy those ornaments from me. And then when we were packing things up and there was only 3, I'm like, "What do you have to say now, Dad?" And he's like, "Oh, I guess you were right." But what was my point?
Well,
At that show, I went back the following year, and right across on the other aisle right behind me was a lady who had copied my idea, and we're all setting up our booths. It's a year later, and I see this lady, and she completely ripped off my idea. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, can you believe it? She stole my idea." And I was mad. And I sold more that year than I did the year before. And sometimes competition is good because the quality of your work, if it's better than the competition, people will compare it and go, "Oh, this is the better one," or "This is the original idea." So competition doesn't always kill you. I mean, there are lots of paint brands out there that you can buy from. I happen to think that DIY paint is the best.
Yeah, but it does. Competition helps you keep your bar raised.
It helps you keep your bar high. It helps you keep your quality high. And it helps you really focus on what you want to do. It's like after a while, for me at least, making the same thing over and over again, that's not why I do it. I like to make things, like if you watch my videos, you see that it's always something completely different because that's what gets my heart racing. After I've done something, I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like helping people do it themselves.
So there's many ways to be successful or find fulfillment as a DIYer or an artist. So don't be discouraged with the competition. There's so many ways to find success. You can find it through teaching. And in my 20 plus years of making and selling things, never has a competitor ruined my life.
Yeah. Okay, so we have about 11, 12 minutes left. Do you want to go over any more holiday ideas, or do you just want to make a list for them later?
I'm going to make a list of videos for you to watch. Some of them, like someone is saying that they bought the mermaid tiara crown. So there's a video I made, Kimberly. In the past, I've taken a lot of my videos that are popular and I've turned those into kits that we sell in my shop. We don't put them on the website because they take a lot of time. We'll be able to offer those online, but we sell them just in the store at this point. But I'll put a playlist together for you of all the holiday ideas that I've come up with. They're great things to make.
Yeah, and you can, if you go back to her videos and just look like 2 to 3 months before Christmas, she usually tries to time her videos for the holidays. So go back 5 years, and for the last 5 years, there's a lot of really good ones. And
I have
show you how.
I have a great Christmas ornament idea where I took just at the 99-cent store, you could buy a huge tub of plastic, cheap, ugly Christmas ornaments. There was probably 40 of them in there for $5. I painted those with DIY paint. Then I put the clay molds on them and put the decrepit dust over that. Those ornaments look so gorgeous. They look like you paid $30 for those ornaments, and you could make those. You could go to the dollar store for $5, then get a container of paint, a little sample jar, a container of clay, and you could make 40 ornaments, give them to all your friends, or sell them at a craft show. And for like maybe a $40 investment, you have hundreds of dollars worth of products that you can sell.
Barbara loves the driftwood tree that you
did. We have the driftwood tree. I've got a lot of Christmas ideas, so I'll put that playlist together and then put the link here in the sea urchin cupcakes.
The mermaid
crown.
The mermaid ornaments.
mermaid ornaments from last year. We have this lovely
Oh,
deer that I have
you
hanging
can't
on the
see
wall.
it.
What else? I feel like I did a lot of Christmas ornaments last year. Can you guys, maybe you guys can help me in the comments. Mermaid
See.
crowns. Yeah, the mermaid crown is really popular. It's a dollar store crown, a plastic crown that you get in the
Oh.
kids section.
Yeah, and Melanie Mel says the cut up chair leg ornaments.
Oh yes, I took a bunch of
Spindles.
spindles from broken furniture and I cut them up and I turned them into ornaments. Yeah, those are, I loved those.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the ones you did.
What else?
The
doll ice cream cone. I took doll heads from vintage dolls and I took real ice cream cones and dipped them in glue, and so like it was an ice cream cone with a ball and then the doll head, so it was like a 2 scoop. And I got mixed reviews on that one. I love those ornaments so much, but some people think doll heads are creepy. I love them.
Okay, the abalone shells. Victoria Montez suggestion. Could you do packs of small pots specifically for stenciling? Just an idea.
Maybe at some point in the future. Right now we don't have that set up because it's so labor intensive to pour paint into small containers. If you come into my store, I do sell during the holidays a little pack of 5 2-ounce containers of paint, but that's just in my store. We don't ship them, and it's just 5 colors that we decide on. It would be really hard to do that with 44 colors, but who knows? You never know. As the company gets bigger and we have more manpower, it might be something that we can offer during the holidays.
Let me see if I can find any.
Jamie Ray should do that for her store. You looking for more? Oh
Yeah.
yes, the abalone shell ornaments are beautiful. Yeah, I love those. You can also, there's so many things you can do with seashells and that rhinestone. I'll put the same rhinestone on starfish. I think maybe I did do a video on that. The tree garlands. What tree garlands?
The tree. Well, I think that was the wreath.
Oh no, the little mini Christmas trees from last year, the pink trees from Target. Yeah.
Oh, and you did these little necklaces.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
What else? The mermaid sunglasses. Painted pumpkins with monograms on them. And then the pumpkin planter I did last year. Done a lot of things. The cake letters. Oh, the little snow globe.
Oh, those, yeah.
With the picture of Dad in the truck and the ugly sweater video. You know how the trend of make ugly Christmas sweaters? I made a snowman sweater scarf.
Yeah, there's your doll head ice cream cone. There's your.
Oh yeah, I do
shell.
have a seashell Christmas ornament video that's really good. It's called DIY Seashell Christmas Ornaments. Put
5
that
years
in.
ago.
5 years ago. It's the most beautiful beachy Christmas ornaments you can imagine.
Yeah,
I love it.
DIY seashell Christmas.
Those are the ornaments that I made for her.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the skeleton boots. I got boots from the thrift store. I just called and left you a voice message.
Okay, there's a few questions. Let's cover
I got
them.
black boots from the thrift store, and then I made a stencil of like your leg bones and your foot bones, and I painted it with glow-in-the-dark paint, so you could wear black boots at Halloween, and it will look like your bones are glowing through the boots. I love that video.
Okay, so a few questions. Vintage vibes. I've been looking for that roll of rhinestones for so long. Where did you get? Where did you purchase that? Do you remember?
That rhinestone chain can really vary in price, depending on where you look. There was someone I found that had a really good price. I'll have to look that up for you because I haven't ordered that in years. I ordered like 3 bolts of it, and I still have so much of it that I haven't had to order it. But you can find it on Etsy. You can find it.
If we find a good link for
Yeah.
you, we'll put
Yeah.
it in the community tab.
There is it can get really expensive or it can be pretty reasonable. I mean, it's expensive stuff, but it's amazing stuff. So
Okay.
in order to really save money on it, you got to get the whole bolt of it.
Empress Noel, how do I make rust and browns with your paints?
Stephanie did that. She took our layered chocolate and mixed it with golden ticket and created like a rusty finish with a little bit of red. I'll have to ask her. And then if you, during the next Flea Market Friday, we go live every Friday at 10:30 on YouTube. I will ask Stephanie to recreate the rust finish that she did.
That reminds me of a question I saw here that somebody asked, are the formulas that you include in the download, are they only in private members, or do you
Yes.
offer them?
Yes. So all of your worksheets are private. I do not publish this on my blog. I do not share this with my retailers. This is why you're paying the $5 a month. And so,
Paint formulas even.
yeah, there's the recipes. At some point, maybe a year from now, we are going to turn this into an actual book that we publish and sell on Amazon and sell to the retailers so they can sell them in their stores. But this is the beta version of this. So I want your feedback on the worksheets and how to improve them. So you guys are all getting a preview of what will eventually be a book that we sell.
Okay.
But it won't include everything. We'll just take the best from this group and turn that into a book.
Jamie Ray figured out the class for the grand opening while she's been watching.
What?
I don't know. She
Tell us
hasn't
what
said.
it is, Jamie.
What is it, Jamie?
Is it holiday ideas? It's probably ornaments. The dollar store
Okay.
ornaments.
Have you done, Victoria Montes, have you done any projects with foil leaf or gilding flakes? How do they look?
No. I tried using gold leaf and I got really frustrated. So maybe I should
Golden
try it
ticket
again.
is
We
so
use
much
golden
easier.
ticket. It's really easy, but I have never, I bought some gold foil and made a hot mess out of it and have never circled back.
Okay, so.
But it is, I've seen it done and it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, leave comments below. What kind of holiday videos do you want to see from me this year? Because I love Christmas crafty projects, and I always try and put out at least 4 or 5 Christmas ideas. So let me know what you want to see, because
Okay, so Vintage Vibes Good Find says, not a question, but I would love to see everyone's creations. We can post at Team Debbie's Design Diary on Instagram. So far,
Yeah.
I'm the only one with pics in it.
Yes, Team Debbie's Design Diary on Instagram. Post your projects using that hashtag so we can all search it and see each other's work, because YouTube, unfortunately, they don't give us the option to share photos in our membership group. I'm hoping that as the membership group is something relatively new to YouTube, so I'm hoping they're going to add more features as time goes by. But right now, let's just use Instagram and use that hashtag. Danielle's typing it in right now so that we can see what you're up to. Yeah.
Okay, Team Debbie's Design
Good
Diary.
idea, Cindy.
Thank you. Okay, Jamie Ray, it is an ornament combined with a painting challenge. Zeb will have a prototype of the ornament craft tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
Jamie, I'm up for any challenge you have to offer me. So Jamie is challenging me, you guys, to an ornament project that Zeb is going to post tomorrow. So, you think I should accept the challenge? That's exciting. I'm ready.
Okay, so
As long as I don't have to use apothecary or white swan, I'm down.
She needs color in her life.
I don't know. Jamie, did you see that I went live with Dion for Friday Night Live, and Dion was asking all of her, Dion Woods from the Turquoise Iris has a big show every Friday night called Friday Night Live, and it's with Quita Allen, but Quita couldn't make it, so she asked me to substitute. So already I'm feeling the pressure because I'm the substitute. And then Dion is painting her front door, and she's got Salty Kiss, our new color, Apothecary, and then she's got a mix of the two, and she's asking everybody which color should she paint her front door. And she's like, Debbie, what do you think I should use? I'm like, well, Apothecary is kind of drab and boring. And then the comments were like, way to sell your paint, Debbie. I'm like, I think that if you mix it with Salty Kiss, it would be really good. But Jamie Ray really loves it, and Jamie sells so much Apothecary. I mean,
Debbie loves it, but she just
I
needs
like-
color.
yeah, I like it when I see it painted. I think it's pretty, but I don't like to paint with it. It's just, it doesn't make my heart race, and you've got to go with what you love. And I like the really saturated colors, but it's one of Jamie's favorites, and she does beautiful things with it. But I don't know if Jamie was watching when I said that.
Apothecary tea.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I did a good job blending. No, I have the table over here. I woke up after painting that table with Dion, and it
Jamie.
looks good.
My logo is painted Apothecary, and my front door on the shop is Aviary.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's pretty. I don't paint with white. I don't paint with Apothecary. I don't paint with the grays. I just don't, because it doesn't make me excited. But I get excited seeing other people paint with those colors.
Okay. Any other question? Jackie Flower, have you posted
Your
Yeah.
paintbrush table yet? No, I need to distress it and put the wax on it, but it's looking pretty good. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna post it soon.
You'll post it soon?
Yeah. Today
Okay.
I had to go to the mall and buy things for my trip to Paris because I got really
This,
scared.
but she just bought this. What do you guys think of that? See?
I like it.
Hot pink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. If you have any other questions, post them in the comments and check us out next Friday. We will.
Oh, so the next download is going to be while we're in Paris. So we usually try to download, have the downloads available for you on the 15th of every month. But we're going to be in Paris from the 7th until the 15th,
So
late
it's gonna-
night. So we won't even be like alive.
But we will have pictures from our trip to Paris in the next download.
Yes.
Just know that it's going to be probably a week late.
Yeah, we'll probably be a week late on the download, but that gives you more time.
Yeah.
So-
What do you want to see in the downloads? I'm
Yeah.
thinking like flea market, French flea market tips.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions
how to
for what
get-
you want in the next download, put them in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know.
Let's see, is there anything? Love your shirt. Love the pink. Okay.
I see Shyla. Shyla's on here. Remember her from Dion? From Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay,
So she's
no
saying
questions.
Taiwan. Good to
Oh, wait,
see
wait.
you, Shyla.
What's this? What goes with ugly, baby, yuck, hello, and brown? What?
Oh, baby yuck, yellow and brown. Sherry, what do you have going on in your house that's yucky, yellow and brown? I would say maybe a chartreuse or a gray. Yellow and gray looks really pretty together.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's saying flea markets. So
Okay. Yeah, we are going to several flea markets, and I'm going to be filming those. I'm going to be giving tips. I'm going to be taking pictures of stuff from like Marie Antoinette's bedroom and trying to recreate the look back here. So my whole goal is to help you all get the French fantastic expensive look when you don't live there on a budget. So that's my plan. I don't know what Jamie's plan is. We all have like a focus. Dion is going to be inspired by Monet's gardens, and all of her painting and her finger flowers are going to be from Monet's gardens, and she's going to have a series of tutorials on those. So I don't know Jamie, what are you guys going to do? I know they'll come up with something good.
yeah.
All right. Okay. My ugly house
The whole
is yellow
doors.
and brown trim. Yellow and brown trim.
Oh, so for a front door
Oh,
then
for
maybe?
your front door, like what about like a cobalt? If you like color, maybe a cobalt blue or an aqua would be really pretty. I love aqua doors.
Aqua with yellow is good.
Yes, yellow and aqua.
If
is
she
really
did
good.
cobalt, she'd look like a Charger fan.
You're right. Yeah,
Or-
aqua or mermaid tail. I would say
Yeah.
would be really good with yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
It's-
red.
Or red. Yeah. Red and yellow.
Red might.
Black and yellow. Black
Red,
and yellow.
Yeah. Okay.
It was super
Good
fun.
to see you
I
guys.
hope you got some good tips. Look for my playlist, and yeah, and look for Flea Market Friday next Friday, and maybe some lives from Paris.
Yeah.
Oui, oui.
We'll try to give you fair warning that
Yeah.
we're gonna go live.
We'll definitely do a private live for you from
Yes.
Paris.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys will get a bonus live.
Alrighty.
Okay.